The first thing you have to realize is I was the new guy. I had only been with the organization for a few months. Most of that was working remote. I had just moved to Portland, and so I wasn't even really used to being in the office every day yet. Frankly, I hadn't come in prepared to have a deeply emotional experience first thing in the morning when Marietta comes into my office one morning and says, well, we have a problem and we have to find a solution.
So we receive a lot of calls for help, and on occasion we'll receive an email from one of our partner agencies about a special case. In this particular instance, it was an email from a partner agency who had a coworker with unusual circumstances who really needed some help to prevent shutoff. This coworker every day helps other people find ways to solve their problems, and she needed her own help. First, they lost their home and had to move. Once they got all that taken care of, they were in a car accident and they had to get their car fixed, and that was followed by a flare-up in a chronic illness that she had, and she had to have surgery. During all of this, she applied for Paid Oregon to try to help offset her loss of income. And while all this was going on, her service animal got sick and had to have surgery himself. As all of this happened, she had to continue paying all these bills, and the utility service just got really behind. The family didn't qualify for traditional energy assistance, so her coworker called us wishing to help her apply for Oregon Energy Fund. Situations like this just go to show how many families are just one check away from crisis when it comes to keeping the power on and staying in their home and being healthy.
One of the things about being the money guy, being the development director, is you don't interact with the clients on a daily basis. You don't get to see the daily impact that the work can have. And I remembered what it was like to be a kid myself, to be a kid in a poor family where, as my mom likes to say, we ate white beans and cornbread 3 days a week because we liked it and because it was cheap. In a family that during the winter we would hang packing quilts over doorways and all hang out in one room of our house because it was the one room we could afford to keep warm. This was the first time with this organization that I had an up close and personal view of how critical the work is and how important the donations from our very generous donors are in making people's lives better. I was unprepared for the level of emotion that I felt over watching this unfold. The fact of the matter is, Amy's story isn't unique. Amy's story plays out thousands of times a year, and intellectually I knew that. But emotionally, it became very real for me when I met Amy.